times now, 5:07 here on your Monday morning. I know we got a lot to get to, but Caitlin, how about those dogs?
Oh, that was a good win. It was, you know what, a much more boring of a game than I was expecting it to be, and I'm okay with that.
I thought it was a little exciting. I mean, they were scoring touchdown after touchdown after touchdown.
I thought it was going to be a lot closer.
Very true, but
the way that people are putting our dogs down, I was expecting it to be.
You put the Falcons down. That's what
exactly.
That was sad.
Exactly.
Well,
and they broke a sound record up
I
in
heard
Athens
that.
this
Yeah.
weekend. The loudest college football game
Wow.
ever.
Those are my
in the
dog
United
fans.
States. So yes, it was loud up there in Sanford Stadium, and with the Tropics now making a ruckus as well as we take a live look over downtown. Before we get to the Tropics, we do have weather now to talk about, including some fog across the area. 62 in Macon, 64 in Warner Robins, 65 in Dublin, and 67 in Milledgeville. Elsewhere across the area, still hanging on to 72 in Thomaston. And folks, our average high temperature for this time of year is about 72. So that's where they're at right now in Upson County, and everybody else not too far away. Needless to say, it is unseasonably warm out there. Also looking at a lot of fog, several spots seeing visibility down below a mile, and because of that, the National Weather Service does have in place a dense fog advisory, and this is going to run until 10 a.m. this morning. It includes all of us here in Central Georgia as we roll on into the morning hours. So the radar picture is quiet as of now. Wouldn't surprise me to see one or two sprinkles. We do have a front that is just off to our west, and it's actually falling apart, so you can kind of see that there. As it falls apart, high pressure is going to be able to build in, and it's going to keep our weather quiet here for the next few days. But ahead of that, we are going to have the possibility for sprinkles today. I do have a 10% chance of rain on today, but fairly warm across the southeast. How about 67 in Columbus, Mississippi this morning, 71 down in Houston. Of course, the Astros won the World Series this past weekend, and 70 down in Orlando this morning. So as we take a look at future view, notice we are picking up on the fog and cloud cover. That's going to break as we head through the morning hours. There we are at the noon hour. Partly cloudy skies across central Georgia. Temperatures in the upper 70s already. Then once we get later into the afternoon, I do think we briefly break into the 80s, perhaps up to 83, 84. Yesterday also set a record high temperature there. One or two showers, again, possible as we head through the day today. Future view showing that to the north there, but that could scrape by our far northern counties. Then for tomorrow, for Election Day, looking at partly cloudy skies to start, 60s in the morning, clearing out in the afternoon, mid-70s for a high temperature. A perfect Election Day as we roll on into the day. And then that's when things get interesting. Meet subtropical storm Nicole, formed at 4 a.m. this morning, winds of 45 miles an hour, moving towards the north-northwest at 14. Now here's the track on this. Notice the Hurricane Center pulling this into Florida as a borderline hurricane here in the coming days. Early on Thursday morning, and then potentially doing a loop around as it gets caught up on another front that will be coming through central Georgia, but still close enough to us to potentially bring us some wind and rain as we head into the latter part of the week. So let's map this out here on the models. This is the GFS. This is what the National Hurricane Center forecast is following most closely, their cone as of this morning. So by Thursday evening, maybe some rain down in our southeastern counties, but then as the storm begins to turn back towards the north, we could get scraped with some rain as we roll into the afternoon on Friday. Any rain we do see would be out of here by Saturday afternoon, so it would be a quick mover. And let's take a look at this now on the European. Something similar, pulling it across Florida, the center down in the Gulf of Mexico now. Rain in our far southeastern counties potentially Thursday afternoon. Then once we get into Friday, more widespread across central Georgia as we roll on into the end of the week. So rainfall is going to be possible late Thursday into Friday. Not a sure bet, but the wind, we are going to be looking at gusts of 40 miles an hour beginning ahead of the storm because it's going to be sandwiched between, or we are going to be sandwiched between a high pressure and the storm itself. So gusts up to 40 miles an hour. And of course, the details will become a little more clear as we get closer to the storm. For today, look for a high temperature of 84. The fog will be clearing, mostly sunny skies. Maybe a small rain chance. Sunrise, hello, we did fall back this weekend. 6:57 is when it's going to come up. 79 for Election Day, and then 69 there on Wednesday as that same high pressure I was talking about ahead of this tropical system builds in. Sets up a wedge situation, which cools us off. 70s to round out the week, and then check out next Sunday. How about 58 as a high?